All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we are mapping out the exact step-by-step baby steps to take you from total financial dread to absolute confidence. Listen, if you're a young adult just stepping out into the real world, maybe you're managing that very first full-time paycheck right now, well, this is your ultimate beginner's playbook. We're taking the core concepts from Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover and breaking them down so you can take immediate action. Have you ever felt like there's just too much month left at the end of your money? Yeah, it's a rough feeling, especially for young adults dealing with their first real paycheck. It perfectly captures that visceral dread, that heavy emotional weight of realizing your bills have just completely spiraled out of control. It's literally that sinking feeling sitting at the kitchen table when all the money comes in and then all the money goes right back out. It leaves you feeling anxious, overwhelmed, and terrified of what happens if an emergency hits. Now, Dave Ramsey has this famous saying, "If you live like no one else, later you can live like no one else." And honestly, here is the hard truth of the matter. Achieving real wealth and actual peace of mind means you have to break completely away from what our culture considers normal spending habits. Because let's face it, normal in our society usually just means being completely broke and up to your eyeballs in payments. Embracing extreme discipline right now, living like no one else, is the absolute only way to ensure that later in life, you get to experience true financial freedom. So we're gonna follow this exact playbook today. The first paycheck reality, busting toxic debt myths. Step 1, which is the emergency fund, the debt snowball method, automating your wealth, and finally, achieving true financial peace. We're gonna shatter those societal debt myths together and build a fail-proof path to family security. Section 1, the first paycheck reality, overcoming financial flab. Making this work requires a massive psychological shift. You've got to stop trying to impress your broke friends with debt and start building actual quiet wealth. Our culture constantly teaches us to fake it, right? Car leases, chasing credit card points, financing designer clothes. But the data shows that actual millionaires do the exact opposite. They drive reliable used cars, they despise monthly payments, and they live a cash-flowing life. Simply put, looking wealthy keeps you broke, being wealthy makes you free. Section 2, busting toxic debt myths, exposing the illusions. Okay, get ready for a staggering reality check. A brand new car loses 60% of its value in just the first 4 years. 60%. Let that sink in for a second. It completely proves that taking on a massive car payment is just a terrible use of your very first paycheck. I mean, you are essentially rolling down your window and throwing a $100 bill out of it every single week in lost value. So to replace those catastrophic spending mistakes, you need a new checklist of small daily habits to protect your hard-earned income from bottom-feeding lenders. First up, track your weekly spending targets. Seriously, just grab one of those tracking apps on your phone to monitor your progress. It makes it practically effortless. Next, avoid payday lenders like the plague. Some of them charge over 600% interest, which is just insane. Say a hard no to rent-to-own schemes where that washing machine ends up costing you 5 times what it's worth. Buy reliable used cars with cash. And finally, do the unthinkable. Cut up all your credit cards. Section 3, Step 1, Emergency Fund, halting the borrowing cycle. All right, here's where the rubber meets the road. Focus on building your initial emergency fund first. Getting a rapid $1,000 cash reserve together is your absolute immediate priority. Why? Because it acts like a financial shock absorber. When your car breaks down or a weird medical bill pops up, you don't have to instantly reach for a credit card. It halts the borrowing cycle in its tracks. This totally overcomes the emotional stress and fear associated with debt, because for the first time, you actually have a solid buffer between you and life's little disasters. Moving on to Section 4, the debt snowball method, a psychological whipping. Now that you have a basic safety net, here's how you attack the debt. Step 1, list all your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, completely ignoring the interest rates. Step 2, pay the minimums on everything except that smallest debt. Step 3, you attack that smallest debt with every single extra dollar you can find. And Step 4, once it's completely paid off, roll that payment amount right into the next size up. Listen, attacking the smallest balances first isn't about math, it is entirely about behavior. Securing those quick psychological wins fuels your motivation to just keep crushing your debt until it is 100% gone. Section 5, automating your wealth, removing decision fatigue. Once you're completely out of debt, things get really fun. Instead of throwing, say, $378 away on an average car payment every single month, look at what happens when you automate that exact same amount into mutual funds. If a 25-year-old invests just $378 a month, by age 35, they've got 87 grand. By 45, it's 350,000. And by 65, they retire with $4.4 million. No way, right? But that is the undeniable magic of compound interest. Small, disciplined steps today literally buy your multi-million-dollar retirement tomorrow. And this is exactly why financial discipline is absolutely not a punishment. It's actually a proactive tool for achieving your personal life goals. By completely automating your monthly savings, you remove decision fatigue entirely. The money just invests itself before you even have a chance to touch it or think about it. It becomes a system that actively funds your life, removing the daily temptation and the stress of trying to manage everything manually. Finally, Section 6, Achieving True Financial Peace, the Ultimate Reward. So once the debt is gone and your investments are on autopilot, you upgrade that initial $1,000 safety net into a full emergency fund, covering 3 to 6 months of living expenses. By expanding your savings this much, you completely eliminate the emotional stress of a potential job loss. This right here is what fosters true peace of mind and long-term family security. You are no longer making life choices based on panic. You are making them based on options. So, I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to stop looking rich to impress people you don't even really like and start actually being free? Look in the financial mirror today. Commit to these baby steps and take absolute control over your future. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to start your own Total Money Makeover right now.